Hello, friends, and welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. I know it's been a while, but I am back with our book, Almost Home. When we last left, Sugar's mom, Reba, was in the hospital being looked at for a couple of different things. And Miss Sugar and her dog, Shush, were being bounced around some temporary foster homes. So let's see where we end up today, shall we? All right. Chapter 21. Reba sits in a chair by the window. She doesn't notice me standing by the door. She's wearing a robe and slippers and is humming a song I know too well. Stand by your man. I look at Donna Wood, who brought me here. I don't know how to tell her this is a dangerous song. I go over to where she's sitting. Hi. I wish they'd turn off that stupid TV. Heather, I know you killed Alonzo in cold blood, the TV actor says. You tracked him down, didn't you, Heather, after what he did to your sister? She turns slowly to look at me, like she just woke up. Hi. She reaches out and touches my hand. Then her hand drops back into her lap. Her face looks sad and gray, like give up gray. How are you? I gulp. She looks down and sighs. Tired. You can get some rest here. She shakes her head. I kneel down next to her and take her hand. It's going to be okay. I look in her eyes and it's some alien. It's like some alien came and sucked my mother out and left her core. I don't know what happened, Reba whispers. I don't either. I did everything I knew how to do. You tell them. I will. She shakes her head. You tell them. Her dark brown hair is hanging over her face. I gently lift it back and say, they don't know how hard it's been. She puts her small hands over her face. I don't know how to help you, Reba. I don't know what to say. Shush slept on a fuzzy rug last night. He's acting good. And me, I'm okay. I want to make sure she heard that. I'm okay, Reba. She nods and looks out the window. I look at Dana Wood, who gives me a smile. I talk about some things that don't matter, like how it's sunny outside. I'm sleeping in a pink room. Reba smiles sad. I stay with her a little longer, and then the nurse comes in and says we have to go. I give Reba a long hug. She tells me, stay sweet. She's been saying that since I was small. I don't think it's right to leave. I should be sleeping on the floor in case she needs something. I think she needs a lot right now. I love you, Reba. She puts her hand on my head and then goes back to looking out the window. Dana Wood says she'll check on her in a few days, and we'll follow a nurse down the hall. I don't look in any of the rooms. I don't look at the nurse's station. I don't look at the doctor coming toward me. I just look to the door that I came through earlier, and now I realize it isn't an open door. It's locked. The nurse opens it with a key, and out we walk. Free. But I don't think Reba's free to leave here. I'm not sure how to be with that. I feel scared, the kind of scared that makes you cold. When we first lost our house, I told Reba, I just want things to go back to normal. When is that going to happen? Soon, she promised. Soon seems awfully far away. Your mom's on medication that makes her tired, Dana Wood explains. What's wrong with her? She's never been like this. I'm trying to get a breath. I feel sick to my stomach all of a sudden. The early diagnosis is that she had something called a severe depressive incident. That can happen when people are very stressed and then something tough happens and they cannot bounce back. I sit down. Like not getting the job she was counting on? Exactly. It was the last straw and she shut down. She made it bigger in her head than it really was. That happens often, Sugar. But it's not normal, right? Normal mothers don't do this. What I can tell you is that most people sometime in their lives make something bigger in their heads than it really is. But they don't end up in a hospital. I'm trying to breathe normally, but it's hard. Sugar, the doctors and nurses here know how to help. That doesn't tell me anything. How long does she have to be here? A week, probably. And then what? Sugar, we're not sure yet. I'm getting tired of this. I want to talk to somebody who's sure. I'd feel the same way if I were you, but right now, no one's sure. I have another question, but I'm not going to ask it. Could this shutting down happen to me? I'm writing poems at night because I can't sleep. How are you doing? Everybody wants to know. It's like there's a special answer they're looking for. Fine, I'm doing fine. Or pretty good. Or okay, I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me. They should probably worry though, just a little, because I'm feeling like I could turn to stone right now. So I would stop feeling the stone girl. You can't get me. You can't hurt me. You can't make me go anywhere I don't want. Girls don't wake up saying I'm turning to stone today. Normal girls don't have to do it. I'm not supposed to do it. But stone is strong and it's hard to break. Not like a heart. That's easy to break and hard to put back together. Then I wrote this just before morning came. My mother is in a locked place. It's not just a door that locks, it's in her mind and her heart. I watched a little of the door shutting, but I didn't understand what was happening. I hardly do now. I hope she will remember all that shut up with her. Her smile and her sweetness, her grit and her courage. She raised me alone mostly, except for King Cole. She worked and she cried and she didn't give up until now. But I'm not giving up on her because for all those years, she didn't give up on me. Chapter 22. Dear Mr. B, do you remember when you told us to write about what we know? Well, here are 2 poems I worked hard on. I'm not looking for a grade or anything like that. I just want you to know that you have them. Yours very truly, Sugar May Cole. An hour later, I get this back. Dear Sugar, wow, these are so good. And it's not just because you wrote about what you've experienced. You opened your heart. The words came out honestly. I think at a young age, you've learned not to be afraid of the things that hurt you. You're putting them out there, and that's powerful. I'm sorry that you've had such a tough time, but you seem to be able to pull beauty out of it. All your courage shines through. I feel confident in saying this. No way are you going to stay where you're at. Life is going to turn around for you. Because these are so excellent, I've created an award, and it is my honor to bestow upon you the first Michael R. Bennett Prize for being exceedingly courageous and insightful in middle school. This is close to winning the lottery, except there's no cash involved. I do want to ask you, are you in a safe place right now with people you trust? Please write me back, Sugar May Cole. If you don't, Klaus and I are going to be really irritated. Signed, Mr. B. I write him back and tell him I am safe. I sit at the computer reading Mr. B's email again and again, drinking in his words. Here's what I wrote next, but I didn't send it. We celebrate the wrong people sometimes. We should wake up and see who the real heroes are and give them the star treatment. I nominate Mr. Bennett for starhood. Here's how his life should go. His pickup truck is surrounded by his adoring fans. He waves, signs a few report cards, and drives off as a crowd screams. Mr. Bennett makes Times Magazine list of most influential people. Greatest teacher in America is awarded the Nobel Prize for everything, as rubber chickens take the country by storm. Chapter 23. The boy at the front door has curly dark hair. He is holding clippers in a trash bag. It's morning. Max said I'm supposed to clear the front, but I'm not sure what he wants done with this stuff by the tree, he tells me. I don't know. Is he here? I don't know that either. Shush comes to the door wagging his tail. The boy says, "Hey there, puppy," and Shush jumps up the door. You're new, the boy says to me. Yeah? I'm not giving any more information than that. I work for Mac. I'm Dante. I'm Sugar, and this is my dog, Shush. Sugar and Shush. He says it like Dante isn't a weird name, too. Mac pulls up his truck and waves. Now Shush is going crazy to get outside. I open the door, and he jumps all over Dante, who laughs and turns around. Shush turns around, too. Dante starts running. Shush runs after him, and then Dante stops, and Shush does, too. Mac walks up holding some pots of coral-colored flowers. Lexi comes to the door. Good color. Mac puts the plants down, and Shush runs over, sniffs them, and pees right on one of the planters. Well, Max says, I guess they're ours now. He shows Dante what he wants done by the tree, and Dante starts to work. I'm a good worker, too. Right now, I could use something to do. How are you with flowers? Lexi asked me. I tell her about my champion sunflower in 5th grade. If you want to, you can help Dante plant those begonias in a ring around the tree. He'll show you what to do. I head over and Dante says, you understand that when you take a plant out of its starter box, it gets nervous. I'd never heard it until this minute, but I don't want to seem stupid. I know that, I tell him. So when you take the plant out, you've got to do it real gently. It's kind of shocked to be in a brand new place. I certainly know what that's like. He puts the plant near the hole he's digging. Now I've just got to dig out a good new place where it can really grow. So I'm putting the mulch down in the hole in this plant food, see? He sprinkles something in the hole. Now I'm putting some water in, just a little. He puts the plant in and covers it with dirt. Where are you from? He asks me. Round Lake, Missouri. Is it really round? Not really, I laugh. You have a family? He asks me. A mom. I start digging a hole. I don't want to talk anymore. Where is she? I guess everyone knows this is a foster care place. She's sick and has to be in the hospital. He looks up at me. Which hospital? I look down. I forget the name. I watch him dig another hole and put the mulch in. I copy him just so. I'm always looking to see somebody doing something well, so I can copy it. King Cole said you can learn a lot about how the world works by watching people do the things right. I take my plant out of its container, put it in the hole, put fresh dirt over it, and pat it down. You're pretty good with flowers, Dante tells me. It's a natural gift I have. Shush runs over and sniffs the dirt. Sit, I tell him. Shush sits right there. You're good with dogs, too. Shush wags his tail. How come you got named Dante? My mother loves this writer named Dante. He wrote about hell and stuff, he says. You got named after somebody who writes about hell? He was a great man of his time. She wanted me to have a voice in the world. Dante plants another flower. How come you got named Sugar? Sweetness is hard to explain. I dig another hole. I look at the little plant in my hand. It's okay, I whisper to it, and I put it in the hole. Can you tell me a little bit about your mom, Sugar? Dana Wood sits back in an ugly brown chair and waits for me to answer. Explaining Reba isn't the easiest thing. I can tell you before we lost our house, she got sick. She was pretty happy except when Mr. Leland came around. Being homeless just about killed her. What do you mean? If I could take Dana Wood back to our house on Pleasant Street and she could see Reba sitting on the front porch in her white wicker chair, smiling at the people who went by, she might understand. She wants the world to be nice, I say. She wants it to be gentle. Dana Wood writes that down. She used to write thank you cards to everyone. People loved getting them. I used to write them too. I haven't gotten a thank you card in a long time, Sugar. I look out at Dana's Woods' dirty window to the Dana's Woods window to the dirty building across the street. She wants life to be sweet. I'm not explaining this too well. Reba said Reba should have been born rich so she could sit out on her veranda and give people iced tea and sweetie pies and talk about all things that aren't upsetting. Dana Wood writes that down. And when things get upsetting, what happens? I shift around. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I don't think lying is going to help anybody. Sometimes she looks the other way. Can you remember a time when she did that? When Mr. Leland would come over drunk and ask to borrow money, she'd always make excuses for him. More writing. But write this down too. She can be strong. Excuse me. You should have seen her when the sheriff came to take our house. I feel the sense of it hitting me all over again. I close my eyes. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm back in the pink room. Tell me about your mother. I wish I'd done a better job describing her. Reba's got all these parts, and you've just got to hang out with her to understand how they all fit together. That's the thing Mr. Leland didn't get. He didn't want her to be her real self. He wanted her to be this helpless Southern lady who fluttered her hands and didn't think for herself. I open my writing folder and take out the craziest thank you note ever. It's from the last time Reba and I played the thank you note game. She's an ace at this game. She should be. She made it up. The point of the game is to write a thank you note for an unbelievable situation. I could see Reba taking a fresh thank you card from the box she kept on our table. She said, "Situation, please," like she was on a game show on TV. I tried to sound like a game show host. "Aliens have landed and taken us captive in their spaceship, and after giving us a ride around the sun, they bring us back home." Reba touched her Southern Belle necklace, thinking, "It was a cool spaceship, too." I added, "You have 2 minutes to write the note." I looked at my watch. "Beginning now." Reba looked off into the distance to get an idea. She tapped her pen and started writing. I was dying to look over my shoulders, but that's against the rules. 60 seconds, I told her. She wrote faster. 30. And the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7. She signed her name, underlined it just in time, and handed it to me. "Dear creatures, thank you for the ride-in on your spaceship. It was very clean, and I must say, being with all of you and trying to focus on all the eyes you have, each on your heads, made me and my daughter see things in a very brand new way. I'm sure that you all come from good homes on your planet, and I will be letting the rest of Earth know how kind you were to me, although perhaps you want to rethink hovering over my backyard and sucking me into your jet stream. It did take me a few minutes to stop screaming and get to know you. I'm not being critical, it's just a suggestion. The next time you're in the atmosphere, please stop by for tea and sweetie pies. Yours truly, Reba Cole." "Reba Cole," I shouted, "you are our grand prize winner." She laughed. "What do I get?" I wished I could give her the world. I missed the old Reba. Chapter 24. The 151 bus pulls up, and Lexi and I get on. Big Bob's budget bus had a slight sour smell. This bus smells better. It heads down the street, and I looked out the window at the stores and the people walking by. "Ladies and gentlemen," the driver shouts, "feast your eyes on this fine city. We're glad you're here." That makes me grin, and I look at the big streets and the tall buildings and wonder if I should feel happy when Reba is locked up in a mental hospital. The thought of that makes me tired. Lexi doesn't seem like she ever gets tired. She's pointing out buildings and a big park. "That's Lincoln Park," she tells me. "There's a zoo in there, boats on a pond." She points down a street. "Best ice cream in Chicago is that way." "What's your favorite flavor?" It's been so long since I got to choose. I just eat whatever people hand me. "Chocolate chip," I tell her. "We need to get you some of that." Reba's favorite is maple pecan. That's not easy to find, but back when we had our house, she'd buy vanilla ice cream, let it soften, put it in a bowl, and stir in some maple syrup and toasted pecans, and she'd freeze it again. We'd eat in the big yellow bowls on the porch. Those bowls got broken when the sheriff came and carried all our stuff to the street. We used to cook up a storm in our kitchen. We'd make lovely pizzas, hamburger soup, and sweetie pies, the best dessert ever. They're like little pecan pies with buttery dough. Today, Lexi and I are heading to her favorite store to get me some clothes. Not used ones either. I looked out the window at Chicago. I never want to leave this big, wonderful place. I look up on the walls of the bus. There's a poster of a homeless man sleeping on the streets and the words, "Get him the help he needs." I study the picture of the homeless man. It doesn't tell the story. In his heart, the man's got dreams. He's packed away. Lexi says, "Come on, it's our stop." "You ladies have a good day now," the driver says. Lots of people say that, but this guy sounds like he actually means it. I smile back at him, and the craziest feeling comes over me. I almost feel normal. Of course, my mother is in a mental hospital, and just the other day, I didn't have a place to sleep, but sometimes feelings are like a butterfly landing on your arm for a few moments. King Cole told me that. "You must enjoy them while they're perched here," he said. That man was an official genius. The whole world should know, but they never will. "What's your favorite color?" Lexi asked me. "Yellow." We're standing in a store that's got more clothes than I've ever seen. Lexi marches to the rack of tops and goes through them with total focus. She lifts up 3 yellow tops and hands them to me. I don't know how to tell her I haven't shopped in a real store for ages. I hold the tops closed. They smell new. I need new so bad. Shorts, Lexi says, and we head over to another rack. I go through them slowly because I pretty much want them all. I hold up a pair of bright white shorts, figuring she'll say they're not practical. Reba was always saying that. Try them on, Lexi says. I head to a big room with mirrors where lots of women are trying on clothes. One lady is in a badly fitting pink dress, and I want to tell her, don't buy that. You look awful. I feel like I've got the sign over my forehead, homeless girl. I take extra care with that while I'm trying on. I fold the clothes like I'm wearing neatly on a bench. I try on the white shorts and they feel so good. 2 of the yellow tops fit funny, but the last one I put on, it's like it was waiting for me to find it. I look at myself in the mirror. I run my fingers through my hair, and then I turn away because I'm crying. You look so pretty, the lady in the bad pink dress says to me. I'm not sure she's a good judge of pretty, but I'll take it, so I smile. Thank you, ma'am. I wipe my tears and turn around in the mirror, seeing all the angles of this yellow top and how it hangs just right. A lady carrying lots of clothes walks in. She's pretty, like a model. I watch her from the corner of my eye. She puts on bells and scarves and stands in front of the mirror like she owns the world. I stand off to the side and try to copy her, put my hands on my hips, shake out my hair, and look suspicious. She prances back to her changing area, and I prance back to mine. Lexi has more clothes for me to try. It seems like it's Christmas and my birthday when I put on this bright pink top. I feel like I can beat the world. King Cole told me I could do that. My hair looks scraggly, but right there, Lexi says, let me braid it. And she does just that. I'm here to tell you, I look like a new girl. All right, friends, I'm going to end there for today. Stay tuned for our next round of chapters.